It's Thursday, February 15th. Welcome to the AI Factor. I'm Noah Wave, your guide on this exciting journey through today's news. In today's news roundup, the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade, tragedy struck as a shooting near Union Station left 1 dead and over 22 injured, casting a somber shadow over the city's celebrations. The Kansas City Police Department detained 3 suspects in connection with the incident. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., a routine arrest attempt turned violent as 3 police officers were shot and injured by a barricaded suspect, sparking renewed conversations about the dangers faced by law enforcement. The United States issues a stark warning about Russian advancements in space-based nuclear weapons, raising concerns about potential security implications. Closer to home, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis faces a misconduct hearing over allegations of an improper relationship in the Trump election interference case, while the Supreme Court is urged to expedite proceedings on presidential immunity, highlighting the ongoing legal and political challenges facing the nation. Are you ready for a deep dive into the AI factor? In a devastating turn of events, a shooting occurred following the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade yesterday, leaving 1 person dead and more than 22 others wounded. The incident took place near Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri, as the city was celebrating the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory. The shooting sent shockwaves through the community, casting a dark shadow over what should have been a joyous occasion. The Kansas City Police Department quickly responded to the scene and has since detained 3 suspects in connection with the shooting. The victims of the shooting include a local DJ, identified as the deceased person, as well as multiple children, according to the Kansas City Fire Department chief. The incident has left many in the community shaken and in mourning. In a statement, the Kansas City Chiefs denounced the senseless violence that marred their Super Bowl celebration and expressed their condolences to the victims and their families. The team also thanked the first responders who ran towards the danger to help those in need. The shooting, which is at least the 48th mass shooting in the United States in 2024, highlights the ongoing issue of gun violence in the country. It serves as a grim reminder that even during times of celebration, tragedy can strike without warning. As the investigation into the shooting continues, the Kansas City community is left to grapple with the aftermath of this senseless act of violence and to mourn the loss of one of their own. 3 police officers from the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department were shot and injured while attempting to serve an arrest warrant in the 5000 block of Hannah Place, SE, on February 14, 2024. The suspect, who had barricaded himself in a home, surrendered after an intense standoff with law enforcement. The incident unfolded around 7:30 a.m. when the officers arrived at the residence to serve a warrant for animal cruelty, according to Police Chief Pamela Smith. The suspect, identified as 46-year-old Julius James, refused to leave the home and began firing at the officers through the door. 3 officers were struck by gunfire, sustaining injuries to their hands and feet. They were immediately transported to a local hospital for treatment and are expected to make a full recovery. A 4th officer was also injured, but not by a gunshot. After several hours of negotiation, James surrendered to law enforcement at approximately 8:30 p.m. He was arrested and charged with cruelty to animals, with additional charges for the assault on the officers pending. The incident has left the community shaken and has sparked a renewed conversation about the dangers faced by law enforcement officers in the line of duty. It serves as a reminder of the importance of supporting and protecting those who put their lives on the line to protect us. The United States has recently shared new intelligence with Congress and allies in Europe, warning them about Russian advances in space-based nuclear weapons. This development poses a potential threat to the extensive satellite networks of the U.S. and its allies, which are crucial for communication, surveillance, and military operations. According to a current and former U.S. official, the new intelligence is related to Russia's attempts to develop a space-based anti-satellite nuclear weapon. While the U.S. currently lacks the capability to counter such a weapon and defend its satellites, the U.S. government is taking the matter seriously and working to address the issue. The warning came in the form of a statement from Representative Mike Turner, Republican chair of the U.S. House of Representatives Intelligence Committee. Turner requested that President Biden declassify all information related to the threat so that Congress, the administration, and allies can openly discuss the necessary actions to respond to this threat. The Kremlin has dismissed the warning as a malicious fabrication and a trick by the White House aimed at getting U.S. lawmakers to approve more money to counter Russia. However, the U.S. government and its allies are taking the matter seriously and are working to address the potential threat posed by Russia's space and nuclear capabilities. The U.S. has warned its allies about Russian space and nuclear capabilities and is working to address the potential threat posed by these developments. In a significant development in the ongoing legal saga surrounding former President Donald Trump, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is set to face a misconduct hearing today. The hearing comes after allegations of an improper personal relationship between Willis and Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor she hired to lead the election interference case against Trump. The allegations, if proven, could potentially result in Willis's disqualification from the case, which has been described as a sprawling racketeering case. Some within the DA's office fear that this could derail the entire case, given its political and legal challenges. Judge Scott McAfee, who is overseeing the case, has said that Willis's disqualification is possible and that a hearing on the matter must occur. This decision comes as a blow to Willis, who had previously requested that the hearing be canceled. The outcome of the hearing could have significant implications for the Trump election interference case, as well as for the broader political landscape. If Willis is disqualified, it remains to be seen whether another prosecutor would be willing to take up the case, given its challenges. In the meantime, Trump and his co-defendants have requested that the hearing be broadcast live, citing the public interest in the case. The judge has yet to rule on this request. As the hearing approaches, all eyes will be on the Georgia courtroom, as the fate of the Trump election interference case hangs in the balance. Special counsel Jack Smith has recently urged the Supreme Court to move quickly on the Trump immunity case. This case revolves around whether former President Donald Trump is immune from prosecution for actions he took while in office. In a recent development, the Supreme Court has asked Smith to file a response to Trump's immunity claim by next Tuesday, February 20th, suggesting that the court does not see the need to act with great urgency on this matter. The outcome of this case could have significant implications for the future of presidential immunity and the accountability of those who hold the highest office in the land. It remains to be seen how the Supreme Court will ultimately rule on this important issue. The case has garnered significant attention and debate among legal experts and the general public. Some argue that presidential immunity is necessary to ensure that presidents can make tough decisions without fear of legal repercussions, while others contend that no one should be above the law, including the president. As the Supreme Court considers this case, many are watching closely to see how the justices will balance these competing interests. In the meantime, the Trump immunity case serves as a reminder of the complex legal issues that can arise when a president's actions are called into question. Donald Trump has recently stood by his controversial remarks about not defending NATO members who fail to meet their financial obligations. This statement has sparked significant backlash from both political parties and international allies. In a speech at a campaign rally, Trump said,
"One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
This statement has been met with criticism from politicians and citizens alike, who argue that it undermines the security and stability of the alliance. Some of Trump's fellow Republicans have lashed out at him for his comments, with many expressing concern over the potential consequences of such a stance. Meanwhile, the White House has responded by stating that encouraging invasions of our closest allies by murderous regimes is appalling and unhinged, and it endangers American national security, global stability, and our economy at home. Despite the criticism, Trump remains steadfast in his position, claiming that he made NATO strong and that even his critics within the Republican and Democratic parties have acknowledged this. The implications of his stance on NATO and its member countries remain to be seen, but it has undoubtedly stirred up a heated debate on the importance of maintaining strong alliances and fulfilling financial obligations. As we wrap up this episode of The AI Factor, we invite you to join us again for another captivating journey of the news. If you enjoyed today's exploration, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to stay updated on future episodes. If you have thoughts, questions, or intriguing stories you'd like us to explore, feel free to reach out to us at podcast@aifactor.news. Remember, we're committed to providing unbiased perspectives. We will never pull you left or right. Our mission is to take you straight to the facts. Stay curious, stay informed, and always keep an eye on the ever-changing landscape of the news. Until next time, this is Noah Wave, signing off.